മോർണിംഗ് ഡിയർ ഫ്രണ്ട്സ്. നമ്മളിന്ന് പുതിയൊരു ഗ്രൂപ്പ് പഠിക്കാൻ പോവുകയാണ്. വി ഹാവ് കംപ്ലീറ്റഡ് ദ സയൻ ഓഫ് ഐ സി ആൻഡ് ഓൾ ദ മെമ്പേഴ്സ് ഇൻക്ലൂഡഡ് അണ്ടർ ക്ലോർ ഓഫ് ഐ സി. ടുഡേ വി മൂവ് ഓൺ ടു ദ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഗ്രൂപ്പ്, ദ സാന്ത് ഓഫ് ഐ സി. ഫ്രിച്ചിൻ്റെ ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടു. ഫ്രിച്ച് ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനമായിട്ട് താലസിലെ പിഗ്മെൻറ്റേഷനാണ് ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻ്റെ ഒരു പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ക്യാരക്ടറായി പരിഗണിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. സാന്ത് ഓഫ് ഐ സിയെയും അങ്ങനെ ക്ലോറോഫിൽ എ, ക്ലോറോഫിൽ ഇ ഇവയുടെ പ്രസൻസ് കൊണ്ട് യുണീക്ക് ആയി തീർന്ന ഒരു ഗ്രൂപ്പാണ്. എന്നാൽ പിന്നീട് നിരവധി ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷനുകൾ സാന്ത് ഓഫ് ഐ സിയയിൽ ബാസിലേരിയോ ഫൈസിയയുടെ മെമ്പേഴ്സിനെയും ഉൾപ്പെടുത്തി ആധുനികമായ ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷൻസ് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. എങ്കിലും നമ്മൾ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നത് സാന്ത് ഓഫ് ഐ സിയെ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക ഗ്രൂപ്പായിട്ടാണ്, ബാസിലേരിയോ ഫൈസിയെ മറ്റൊരു ഗ്രൂപ്പായിട്ടാണ്. അങ്ങനെ സാന്ത് ഓഫ് ഐ സിയുടെ റെസ്ട്രിക്റ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സെൻസിൽ ഫ്രിച്ച് ഉദ്ദേശിച്ച രീതിയിലുള്ള ക്ലാസിഫിക്കേഷനിൽ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് ഈ ഗ്രൂപ്പിൻ്റെ സവിശേഷതകൾ അഥവാ യുണീക്ക് ഫീച്ചേഴ്സ് എന്ന് നമുക്ക് ആദ്യം കാണാം. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇൻ ദ സെക്കൻഡ് പാർട്ട് ഓഫ് ദിസ് സെഷൻ we will see about the type included under the group, that is Wucheria. So which are the main characters of the group Xanthophyceae? Xanthophyceae are freshwater algae which are acellular. There are some unicellular types, multicellular types, but our Wucheria is considered as acellular genus because of the unique feature of the thallus. The thallus is not differentiated into cells by cross walls, but it is a syncytium with numerous nuclei and actively revolving cytoplasm. Regarding the habitat, most of them are freshwater. Some grow in mud, in plenty of water or in the availability of water. Some of them live in the trunks of trees and very few are marine. The multicellular forms thallus structures such as pamaloid, dendroid, coccoid, rhizopodial, siphonaceous and filamentous forms. The cross walls are usually absent. When it is present, it consists of pectic substances and very small amount of cellulose. And in some non-motile forms, the cell walls are silicified and gives a rough appearance on the surface. The motile forms of the algae are biflagellate, and there are two types of flagella, the tinsel type and the whiplash type. The tinsel type is for the forward movement of the cell during locomotion, whereas the whiplash type show undulating movements. Both the flagella are inserted at the anterior end, and one of them will be tinsel type and the other will be whiplash type. So it is bimorphic, biflagellated. Zoospores, usually zoospores are seen in the group. The chromatophores are disc-shaped and seen towards the periphery of the cytoplasm, and each cell contains numerous chloroplasts. The pyrenoids are usually absent, but there are some reports regarding the presence of pyrenoids also. The most important character, the plastids are yellow-green in color, so the Xanthophyceae is known as the yellow-green algae. The chloroplast consists of chlorophyll A, chlorophyll E, keratin, and xanthophylls. The prominent xanthophyle is diadenoxanthin, and other xanthophylls such as violaxanthin, lutein, neoxanthin, flavoxanthin, and flavacin are present in the group. The carotenoids are usually present in larger amounts than the chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll B is completely absent. The reserve foods are oils, lipid and leucosin. Starch is not stored. Plants reproduce by all the three methods: the vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is by fragmentation and cell division, whereas the asexual reproduction is by zoospores, aplanospores, achenids and similar resting spores, whereas sexual reproduction is by the formation of sexual reproductive structures and can be isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. Isogamy is the most common type. Both anisogamy and isogamy are seen in the type Bacteridium. So these are the characters of the group Xanthophyceae, and type we have to study is the Wucheria. Vaucheria is a unique group. We can see the plant in the water streams and on the mud. It is characterized by its cellular plant body. The plant body cannot be considered as a multicellular because of the absence of the cross walls. But at the same time, it is not unicellular because all the structures, all the components, including the number of nuclei, as in a multicellular organism, is present in the plant body. The thallus can be described as acellular rather than multicellular or unicellular. The Vaucheria is represented by 54 species, out of which 19 species are seen in India. Most of these species are freshwater, but 6 species are reported to be marine, and some are terrestrial and found growing on soil. The terrestrial species such as Vaucheria sessilis and Vaucheria terrestris grow as mats on the surface of the soil or mud. They are commonly seen in the moist places inside greenhouses, and Vaucheria amphibia is described as an amphibious species. The common Indian species are Vaucheria amphibia, Vaucheria geminata, Vaucheria polysperma, Vaucheria sessilis, and Vaucheria uncinata. Here you can see the structure of the thallus, where the plant body is a syncytium or acellular with branched filaments. The filament is attached to the substratum by rhizoids, and in cross section we can see a central vacuole, and the outer region of the cytoplasm contains large amount of chloroplast just inside the cell wall. Then the reserved materials such as oil droplets can be seen, and the nuclei are seen towards the inner side of the filament, whereas it comes out at the time of reproductive structure formation. താലസ് നോക്കിയാൽ അത് ബ്രാഞ്ച്ഡ് സിലിണ്ട്രിക്കൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഫിലമെൻറ്റ്സ് ആണ്. മൈക്രോസ്കോപ്പിൽ നമ്മൾ നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ഫിലമെൻറ്റ്സ് ബൾക്കി ആയിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് കാണാം. പക്ഷേ ക്രോസ് വാൾസ് ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് ഇതെല്ലാം കൂടെ ചേർന്ന് ഒറ്റ സെല്ലാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ എസ് സെല്ലുലാർ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. ഈ ഫിലമെൻറ്റ്സ് മഡിൽ വളരുന്നതാണെങ്കിൽ മഡിൽ ഈ റൈസോയിഡ്സ് കൊണ്ട് അറ്റാച്ച് ചെയ്തിരിക്കും. ഈ റൈസോയിഡ്സിനെ നമ്മൾ ബ്രാഞ്ച്ഡ് ഹോൾഡ് ഫാസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയാറുണ്ട്. ഒരു പ്രത്യേക പേര് അതിനെ വിളിക്കാറുള്ളത് ഹാപ്റ്റീറ എന്നാണ്. So the haptera are the rhizoids of Vaucheria which attach the filaments to the substrata. The species Vaucheria mayanadensis, it's from Kerala, is reported to have a branched subterranean rhizoidal structure and an upright aerial system. The filaments are rough, branched and interwoven and appear as a mat on the surface of the soil. Some species such as Vaucheria deberiana has calcium impregnations or encrustations, so they are rough in appearance. The branching of the thallus can be dichotomous or lateral, and this cenocytic thallus shows siphonaceous structures. But the septa are formed when reproductive structures such as zoosporangia, eplanosporangia or the sexual reproductive structures are differentiated. The septa are also formed when injury occurs to the thallus. In this picture you can see a filament with dense cytoplasm, an archegonium, female reproductive structure, then a male reproductive structure, the antheridium, which contains the sperms, and a zoosporangium. All these are the parts of the thallus. This is a diagrammatic representation of the cenocytic filament. The chromatophores, nuclei, etc. can be seen in the thallus. In the longitudinal section of the filament we can see a central vacuole. Then there are numerous nuclei towards the inner part of the cytoplasm. The chloroplasts are seen towards the periphery of the cytoplasm, and oil droplets are seen as reserved materials, and all structure is covered by a cell wall in the outer surface. The large central vacuole runs from one end of the thallus to the other end, and the cytoplasm revolves around this central vacuole. So there is a continuous movement of the cytoplasm along the whole thallus. The chloroplasts are seen on towards the peripheral part of the cytoplasm, which are numerous and disc-shaped. The presence of pyrenoids are reported in Vaucheria. The chromatophores in Vaucheria contains the pigments chlorophyll A, chlorophyll E, xanthophylls, and carotenoids. The characteristic pigment of the chlorophyll, the chlorophyll B, is completely absent and it is a differentiating character. The cytoplasm also contains the cell organelles such as mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, etc. And the growth of the filament is apical, where the tip of the branches grow and increase in size. Although the thallus of Vaucheria is branched, non-septate, and multinucleate structure which appears like single large cell, but it cannot be considered as a single cell. As in multicellular forms, mitotic division takes place, increase the number of nuclei. The apical growth takes place. Hence, aseptate cenocytic structure of Vaucheria should be considered as an acellular cenocyte. Coming to the reproduction in Vaucheria, the Vaucheria reproduce by vegetative, asexual, and sexual methods. Vegetative reproduction takes place by accidental breakage or by insect bite, etc. Then a septum is formed at a place of injury and the thallus gets separated and grow as an independent plant. Asexual reproduction in Vaucheria takes place by zoospores, eplanospores, and akinets. A special structure known as Gongrosia stage is seen in Vaucheria during akinet or eplanospore formation, and the sexual reproduction is by the formation of Antheridia and Archegonia. We will see the asexual reproduction in detail. Zoospore formation is the most common method for the reproduction during favorable conditions. Large number of zoospores are produced and zoospores germinate immediately after release from the zoosporangium and grow as separate thalli. Usually the formation of zoospores takes place when the thallus is flooded and plenty of water is available. It is seen that the zoospores formation can be induced by transferring the thallus from light to dark and also from running water to still water. Zoospores are produced from an elongated club-shaped zoosporangium. The development of zoosporangium takes place with the bulging of a club-shaped swelling on the surface of a branch. A large number of nuclei and cytoplasm move into this club-shaped swelling and it gets separated from the thallus by a septum. Each separated protoplast secrete membrane around it and metamorphose into zoospores. Inside this zoosporangium, the vacuoles get depleted and large amount of cytoplasm get accumulated and the contents of the sporangium becomes dense. The nuclei become peripheral and the chloroplasts move towards the inner region. The entire protoplast of the zoosporangium contracts to form a zoospore. The nuclei are seen towards the periphery and opposite to each nuclei, two flagella arise and it makes the zoospore a multiflagellate structure. A terminal aperture is formed on the surface of the zoosporangium and gelatinization of the membrane takes place and the zoospores are released through the pore developed in that region. Each zoospore is an yellow-green large oval structure. In the zoospores also, the nuclei are seen towards the periphery and the chloroplast is seen towards the central region of the cytoplasm and there is a central vacuole. The zoospores swim for 5 to 15 minutes in water and settle on the surface of the soil or substratum and germinate without undergoing any resting stage. They get attached to substratum, shed their flagella and secrete thin walls. Two outgrowths come out from the spore towards opposite directions, one of which grow and form the branched holdfast and the other branch grows and forms the filaments, which is tube-like and cenocytic. In the picture we can see the formation of a zoosporangium. At the tip of the zoosporangium, the zoospore is differentiated. A multi-flagellated zoospore is released. It swim in the water and settle on the surface of the soil or substratum, get attached to it, release the flagella, germinate, produce two outgrowths. One grows towards the substratum and form the rhizoidal system and the other grows as the photosynthetic thallus. The rhizoids are also known as haptera. The second type of asexual reproduction is by the formation of eplanospores. Eplanospores are non-motile spores and are produced towards the end of favorable season or when the conditions become unfavorable or at the beginning of drought. Usually, the terrestrial forms produce these aplanospores. Aplanospores are produced at a tip of terminal branches. The aplanosporangium get metamorphosed at a tip, and the content of the cytoplasm secrete thick wall and form the non-motile spore. The aplanospores are oval in shape and they are released from the tip of the thallus through a pore. Sometimes the release may take place through the rupturing of the sporangial wall. The aplanospores also germinate in the similar way as the zoospores and develop into new thallus. This is a picture of the formation and germination of the aplanospores. And the next is the echinates. Echinates are thick-walled spores produced for the perennation of the thallus during unfavorable drought conditions. They are also produced during very low temperature in temperate climate. During echinate formation, the protoplast move towards the terminal positions of the branches, and where they get separated by cross walls and develop into thick-walled spores. They are also called as hypnospores. Sometimes in extreme drought and or extreme cold conditions, the entire thallus of Vaucheria may metamorphose into fragments of thick-walled spores, and it appears as a continuous thallus which resemble another alga known as the Gongrosira. So this stage is also known as Gongrosira stage of Vaucheria. It is a continuous spores produced on the thallus. There are reports that in the same thallus, submerged portions of the thallus produce sex organs, and exposed regions of the thallus outside the water develop into echinates. This is a picture of echinates where large amount of reservoir material is accumulated in some regions and gets separated by cross walls forming thick-walled spores. Due to this accumulation of reservoir material, they appear as brick red in color sometimes. In Vaucheria, sexual reproduction is advanced oogamous type. The male sex organs are the antheridia and the female sex organs are called as the oogonia. Majority of the freshwater species are homothallic or bisexual or monoecious, but there are some heterothallic species also. Vaucheria dichotoma, Vaucheria litteria, Vaucheria maianadensis are heterothallic and unisexual. There are different types of arrangement for the oogonia and antheridia on the thallus in the monoecious species. And this diversity of arrangement, the arrangement of antheridia and oogonia on the surface of the thallus, is a character of taxonomic importance because the differentiation of species is made by this particular character. Antheridia oogonia separate branches will form ചെയ്യാം. ഒരേ സൈഡ് ബ്രാഞ്ചിൽ സ്പെഷ്യലൈസ്ഡ് സൈഡ് ബ്രാഞ്ചിൽ അടുത്തടുത്തായിട്ട് ഫോം ചെയ്യാം. ഒരു ആർക്കിഗോണിയത്തിന് ചുറ്റും നിരവധി ആന്ത്രീഡിയങ്ങൾ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് കാണാം. ഇനി എൻറ്റയർലി ഡിഫറൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ബ്രാഞ്ചസിൽ ആന്ത്രീഡിയ ആർക്കിഗോണിയം ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്നത് കാണാം. ഇതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ പല സ്പീഷീസിനെ വേർതിരിച്ച് ഐഡൻറ്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. So it is a character of the taxonomic importance. Coming to the development of antheridium, antheridium can be large, tubular, cylindrical, straight or much curved. The antheridium is separated from the main filament by a septum. It can be sessile without any stalk, or a small stalk is formed in some species. In Vaucheria cynandra, the antheridium is formed at the tip of an androphore, a specialized branch growing high, and antheridia is developed at the tip of this particular branch. The antheridium is green in color in the young stage. It becomes cylindrical and extended and contain large amount of cytoplasm, chloroplast and nucleus. The mature antheridia are usually yellow in color, and anthrozoids are released through a terminal pore. In monoecious species, the antheridium becomes a much curved structure, and each nucleus with a surrounding cytoplasm gets separated by the formation of a membrane and becomes a biflagellated yellow-colored anthrozoid. They are released through an apical pore. Coming to the development of the oogonium development in monoecious species begins with the accumulation of colorless protoplasm at the base of the antheridial filament. It contains large amount of nuclei and known as the wanderplasm. The wanderplasm enters into a small outgrowth from the thallus, and this outgrowth is known as the oogonial initial. Large amount of cytoplasm and nuclei enter into the oogonial initial, and it becomes a large bulky structure. As the oogonium matures, it gets separated from the thallus by a septum, and into the maturity, all the nuclei disintegrate except one. So the oogonium is a unicellular structure. The nucleus of the oogonium with its cytoplasm develop into an egg. The oogonium secretes a gelatinous drop towards the tip through a pore. A large number of anthrozoids swim towards this drop, and only one anthrozoid enters into the oogonium. After its entry, a membrane is formed at the pore, and the entry of other anthrozoids are prevented. The male nucleus increases in size and fuses with the egg to form the zygote. The zygote secretes 3 to 7 layered thick wall and becomes the oospore. The chromatophores degenerate and the oospore enter into a resting stage. After a resting period, the oospore germinate when the season returns. The oogonial wall disintegrates and the oospore is liberated. The oospore directly germinate to form the filaments. Although the exact time of meiosis is not clear in the species of Vaucheria, it is assumed that the Vaucheria has a haplontic life cycle and the meiosis takes place in the zygote. So the plant body is a haploid with haploid nuclei. The zygote is the only diploid stage, and meiosis takes place at the time of oospore germination. This is a series of pictures showing the development of Antheridia and Archegonia. We can see an antheridial branch which is much curved and the wanderplasm accumulating at the base of the antheridium. Then the wanderplasm enters into the oogonial initial. It becomes bulky and form a cylindrical structure. Then the nuclei of the wanderplasm disintegrate except one. Only one nuclei remain there, so it is a uninucleate structure. Then at the tip of the oogonium, a beak is formed where a gelatinous secretion is formed. The released anthrozoids from the tip of the antheridium move towards the pore, and one anthrozoid enters into the egg. It enlarges in size and fuses with the egg and form the zygote. Coming to the life cycle of Vaucheria, the life cycle is haplontic, and the oospore is the only diploid stage in the life cycle. It is aseptate, branched, and multinucleate. Sexual reproduction takes place by zoospore formation, echinid formation, and planospores. Fragmentation is the method for vegetative reproduction. The sexual reproduction takes place by the formation of Antheridia and Archegonia. After fertilization, a diploid zygote is formed. The zygote rests in an oospore. Then the germination of oospore takes place. The meiosis in the diploid nucleus results in 4 nuclei, and they divide further and form the cenocytic thallus. Since the zoospore contains large number of nuclei, and since it is a multiflagellated structure, sometimes it is called as synzoospore. So it can be asked in the examination what is meant by synzoospore. It is nothing but the multiflagellated, multinucleated zoospore of Vaucheria. Another topic we have to discuss about Vaucheria is the affinities of Vaucheria. It has some affinities with the chlorophycine members. It has more affinities towards the other xanthophycine members, and it also related to some of the fungi. Coming to the affinities with the xanthophyceae, we can see the presence of chlorophyll A and E is the most important character. The acellular and siphonaceous thallus is the another important affinity with xanthophycine members, and the chloroplast is said to be without pyrenoids, although pyrenoids are reported in some species of Vaucheria. Reserve food material is oil and not starch, as in the case of Chlorophyceae. So it is an affinity with the xanthophycine members. And the anthrozoids are with by 2 flagella, heterochondric type. 2 types of flagella are seen in the anthrozoids. It's also a character of xanthophycine members. But the characters like the presence of multinucleate structures and the advanced oogamous type of reproduction are its affinities to the chlorophycine members. Similarly, the characters like the formation of Antheridia and Archegonia as budding or outgrowths of the thallus and migration of this wanderplasm to the reproductive structures show similarity with that of some fungi. The cenocytic condition of the thallus also have fungal character. Similarly, the 2 types of flagella, the tinsel type of flagella and the whiplash type of flagella, is a character seen in many fungal groups. So the Vaucheria show many affinities with fungi too. So these are all about Vaucheria. In the next class, we will move on to the next group. Thank you.